Hold on. I'd like to say something first. Before y'all start asking questions, to you guys, to everybody out there, as a leader of this team, we apologize for the way we present ourselves tonight. That's not basketball. That's not UNLV basketball. And so, it starts with us as leaders of the team. And we'll take that burden. So we apologize for that.
Yeah, Justin, I guess what makes you feel like you have to issue a statement like that at this point in the season?
Oh, that was terrible. We haven't played like that. I think that's the worst game we played. That's the worst game I've ever been a part of in my life. So I think everybody in that locker room can say the same thing. And so I just feel like it was right for me to come out and say that. That's just, that's not right to you guys. It's not right to the people that come and support us. So it's only right for me to do that.
Is it more concerning, especially because it's so late in the season? You got one game left. I know you're trying to peak at the right time, but this is kind of going in the wrong direction, though.
I wouldn't say it's going in the wrong direction. Obviously, we didn't like the result, and we didn't come out and play the way that we should have. And so, anything can happen in March. That's the great thing about March. Today was a tough one. We didn't play like we were supposed to play, but we have a big one against Reno on Saturday, and we'll be ready for that one.
Jordan, you guys came in, you're down at halftime, then you get it within 4, right, with about 13, 14 minutes left in the second half. Can you put into words kind of what took place there on the back end of the second half there after that opportunity where you guys got it within 4 points?
Yeah, I think what it felt like was an energy shift, and on one side of the ball you had a team fighting for NCAA tournament appearance, trying to get in the field. I think they're last 4 out as of right now in bracketology. So that's what you felt. You felt that shift. You felt the urgency shift into a team that felt like they needed to win and a team that would like to win.
You said this is the worst game you've ever been a part of. You've played a lot of basketball in your life this far. Why? Is it effort? Is it execution? What are the reasons why you have a performance like this? The team has a performance like this.
I think it's just what you said. We didn't come out. We didn't compete. That was the main thing that Coach Kruger was talking about. We didn't come out and compete, and it showed. So, I've never really been part of a game where we all just never came in here and competed. So, as far as effort and execution-wise, we didn't do any of those things, and so that's why I believe it's, for me, one of the worst games I've ever been a part of. We just got to keep our head up. You can, even though we had a terrible game, you can't get too low about it. We have a quick turnaround here on Saturday. We play early in the day too, so quick turnaround. You have to be ready. So just telling these guys, it was a bad one tonight, but you wake up tomorrow, it's a brand new day. We're blessed to have those days. So wake up in the morning, smile, get ready to put in some more work, and get ready for this game on Saturday.
With it being March, for either one of you guys, with it being March, is it easier to kind of adapt the next game up mentality, knowing that March has such shifts when it comes to bad games to good games?
Good.
No, I don't think you can really overlook a game. I think each game, especially in March, is critical. Especially for us, seeding-wise and where we're at. I think in March it's one game at a time. I think it's like that every game. So. I wouldn't say what you said, but I would say that, it comes down to details, who's going to fight more. Because everybody's hurt, everybody's injured, everybody's going through things during this time. It's about those teams who's going to come out here and play the hardest and, ignore those little, nicks and aches they have.
Ashworth really hurt you when you guys pulled to it before he scored 8 straight points. How do you defend a guy like that who can make shots from all over, who can dribble, drive? What's the best defense you can throw at a kid like that?
Yeah, Stephen Ashworth's a hell of a player. There's a lot of them in our league in terms of lead guards, and one thing he does really well is he feels momentum of a game, just like you said. In terms of how you stop him, you don't let him get going, and we obviously didn't do that. With a player like him, his confidence never wavers. It doesn't ever dip below a certain point, but if he sees a few go through, it can swell really, really fast. So in terms of that, he had a lot of tough shots tonight. and made big-time plays. He's an elite player in this league, and I think it has to start early with guys like that because, like I said, he's never going to get down on himself. He might miss 11 straight, and his confidence is going to remain the same, but if he makes his first 2 or 3 shots, it could be a long night.
So you said this was the worst game that you played pretty much in your entire life. Where would you personally like to see improvement for your team for the next upcoming game?
Compete. Just come out there, compete. It starts tomorrow when we at practice, competing in practice, competing on Friday, and hopping on that plane Friday, knowing that we're going in and playing a good Reno team, and we just got to compete against them. And I have faith in these guys. I believe we'll turn around real quick because it is a quick turnaround. You can't think about this game too long. So I think that's the biggest improvement we have to make. It's not really effort, execution. We just got to compete. That is come down to competing first and foremost.
All right, obviously a pretty bad one. Not much else to say about that. Kind of a weird game in terms of the flow of it. You know, made a run, gave up a run, made a run, and gave up a run, and then just kind of couldn't make another one there.
How concerning is the timing of this performance, given that, you know, you guys have talked about trying to peak at the right time. You obviously want to be playing your best basketball at this time of year. So just the timing of coming out with a performance like this.
Yeah, I mean, you just never really want to have a performance like that, regardless of when it is. So, like Webb said, we'll just watch it and get after it tomorrow and see what we can do going forward.
On offense, you guys had 6 assists for the game. It looked like not a lot of ball movement, player movement. Was that something Utah State did, or was something you guys fell into? What did you think?
Well, make no mistake, Utah State did. We did exactly what they wanted us to do. We dribble more than any team in the country, and we did exactly what they wanted us to do. Kind of dribbled into crowds, dribbled when we didn't have anything, and it's hard to get assists and good looks if there's not the movement that's needed, especially against a team as in sync as Utah State is.
Kevin, in the second half, you guys get within single digits. What was your impressions of both the compete level and overall feelings regarding what your team put forth the rest of that game?
Well, it was a great effort to get it down to 4. Make them call a timeout, and we had some momentum, but we had some bounce. We had a little bit of a bounce in our step and kind of a little bit of a kind of a positive energy going, and then obviously you saw it. It was just downhill from there.
Ashworth was pretty effective, and he sort of turned that around. He got it to within 4, and then boom, he's of course 8 straight points. Shooter like that really can be deflating, I would imagine. How do you stop a guy?
Well, that's what makes it tough. That's what makes him one of the best players in our league. He hit some big shots to stop the run and kind of stretch the lead back out. But that's what makes him a good player. He's always a threat, and we just if we have the chance to play him again, we just got to make those looks just a little bit tougher.
Kevin, can you just talk about how tonight was just uncharacteristic? This wasn't the style of the play that you guys usually come out with.
Yeah, I think that's what's the kind of the weirdest feeling sitting up here is just this has been a group that no matter what, we've still competed. And, we competed in stretches that game. And we just really haven't had a game where you just had that type of feel to it. And, unfortunately, last home game of the year, it happened at this point. But, just very uncharacteristic for this group. It just kind of had the wrong feeling there for a while. And but again, like Webb said, we just got to kind of dust ourselves off and see what we can do Saturday.
For you, what does it say about Webster and McCabe that they came in here, took the blame? They're really angry. They sounded like they wanted to lead. I mean, that's a big deal after a game like this. It is, because
Nothing's going to get solved tomorrow by burying the game film or pretending it didn't happen. We've got things we've got to talk about, and again, this is a group that we've talked over the last week or so, or last 2 weeks even, this is still a group that we want to focus on getting better every day and put ourselves in a position to win whatever games we got left. And I thought tonight was just probably more so, we're just kind of a step away or a step slow from that. And but at the same time, an older group, so getting back tomorrow and kind of trying to find that rhythm and that sync, within the guys and practice going forward becomes our main objective starting right now.
Justin seemed like he was pretty adamant on the compete and effort level not being there tonight. How concerning is that going into conference tournament play, especially late in the year?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of as big a deal as you want to make it, I think. But kind of as Paloma said, who's been watching throughout the year, it's pretty uncharacteristic for this group to put together stretches of just kind of that step slow, just and it wasn't one guy, it wasn't two guys, it just had that feel to it for the majority of the game. And then that one stretch we made in the second half, it feels like that's kind of the team that we've been, and so yeah, of course, I mean, it's not great, but as much as anything, whether it was November 10th or whatever today is, it never feels good to have a game like that.
When you said that you guys dribble more than any team in the country, is that a metric that you have? And I guess how would you go about trying to fix that in the short term?
No, it's just more of a feel. It was just I just think we've got to get the ball snapping around. We've got to get it moving. We've got to get it better spacing. I think we've had good or better offensive games when we've had just good spacing, just plain and simple, just better spacing. No matter what happens, having good spacing is paramount. And tonight I just thought we just were. And when I say we dribble more than anybody, it's not a knock. It's just I think there were a lot of times where we were pressing, and we were just catching and driving into crowds, and because there's nowhere to go. And so I thought, even offensively, I think we're going to look at a lot of those possessions and just say it just needed one more pass, one more cut, one more driving lane open for a teammate, so that we can kind of create advantages for each other. Because tonight, obviously, with 6 assists, we didn't create a lot of advantages for each other.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.